Hey everybody, today I want to share with you a fun and easy way to level up your storytelling skills in photography while coming up with a beautiful memento and artwork in the process. By the end of this video, you'll use a simple online app to make a beautiful, professional looking storybook and order your first one practically for free. Let's get to it. Before anything, if you're new here, my name is Palabyab. I'm a pro filmmaker and photographer, and I make videos around travel, time-lapse photography, and more. And I want to give a special shout out to Photobook Philippines for sponsoring the creation of my very first photo books, which I am so happy with. The quality is so good in proportion to the amount of effort it took me to create these, and I'll be showing you more about these later. And thank you too for sending over these aluminum luggage tag samples from my photos too. They're beautiful. And most of all, this 12 by 18 inch metal print. Thank you, Photobook. But also, Photobook has something for you, because by the end of this video, when you try to create your own first photo book, I'll be giving you a voucher code courtesy of Photobook Philippines, where you can order your very own 6 by 6 inch photo book for free. Just pay for shipping. So, why try to make a photo book in the first place? Well, for me, it's something I've needed, because in the past couple of years, I've been trying to grow on Instagram, get my name out there. And with the way Instagram is now, there's only a very narrow range of photos that tend to get the most likes and comments. It's depending on your niche. And so that has me worrying more about trying to do the same set of images over and over again, instead of thinking more about what story do I want to tell, in what direction do I want to develop my work, or what do I want to experiment on, or even something as simple as what do I actually really like if I just ask myself. And I think that's what you really need to pay attention to as an artist. Now, I think fortunately, here in the Philippines, they started hiding Instagram like counts a few days ago. So I think now is the perfect opportunity to try and explore a different direction, to step off that Instagram engagement hustling train and really refocus on the practice of your photography. Now, my experience with my own work and with the work of others is that once you move from just consuming them digitally, where they can seem almost disposable because you're just swiping up endlessly, when you suddenly start to move to print and you appreciate your work or the work of others in print, it becomes a totally different experience with a level of engagement and depth that digital, social media, even on a large computer screen simply can't match. The thing with prints, especially large ones like this one behind me, which is 40 by 60 inches, is that there's a literal new space created for appreciation, where the viewer is really invited to deeply engage with the work, to be immersed in the visual story of either a single image or a whole body of work, say in a gallery. But the thing about large prints like this is that they're very expensive to create or to buy, and you need the luxury not just of the money, but of the space to be able to hang them in. So it may not be accessible for everyone, while also being very technically demanding, because you have to have your image quite perfect to look good at a size this large. Now, this is where photo books can come in. I think photo books like this are the perfect medium to be able to explore and practice telling a visual story with a body of work in a way that's affordable and also easy to share with others. So this is an 8.5 by 11 medium landscape hardcover image wrap photo book. It features that was a mouthful. It features photos by me and photographer Angelo Mendoza from our recent trip to Aurora. You can watch the videos about that by clicking on the card and the link in the description. And I am just so happy with it. I'll show you. Let's take a closer look. When I first pulled this out of the box, I was blown away by the quality and just the sheer joy of seeing our images presented this way. It feels like this is how they were really meant to be seen, and the experience is worlds away from just seeing them on a phone. And at this size of a print, 8.5 by 11, you notice details that aren't even obvious on a 5K iMac display. Whether or not you plan to sell them, a book like this is just an invaluable and inspiring memento, a real home for your images that you worked so hard to create. Now let's take a closer look at this 6 by 6 inch mini square softcover photo book, the same kind of book you'll be able to order for free using my voucher code at the end of the video. This one, I made a compilation of my photography from 2014 to 2016. Let's take a closer look at the quality. So the quality here is just as good as the bigger book, just in a smaller, more affordable form. And I created this book using an existing collection of photos I'd compiled for an exhibit a few years ago, and it only took about an hour to create this beautiful professional looking layout. Alright, now it's time to demonstrate how you can use the Photobook web app to be able to make a book just like this and order it for free using my voucher code at checkout. So, two things. Here, I'm already on the Photobook website, and I have a directory of photos I had already selected in advance. We're not going to use all of them. We're just going to use a couple of them to show you how to do the basic layout and how easy it is. So let's go to Photobooks and let's go to softcover. All right, so see, we have the different sizes. We're going to do a mini square 6x6. That's what my voucher code is for. Of course, you can feel free to do any of them that you want. Create now. I am going to choose a blank photo book, but depending on you guys, you can use any of these templates to make it easy for you to get started on your layout. I always prefer to start completely blank. Let's choose a square, mini square, 6x6, and these are the options we have. So see, it's going to be 1250 with my voucher code. It's going to go back to 0. Start book. All right, so let's do an overview first. So over here on the left, this is where you will be uploading your photos, and you can just drag and drop them into the layout. So if you look at all the pages, this is a 40-page photo book. There's already a pre-prepared layout that you can follow where you can get really creative. So as you can see here, the possibilities for laying out your photos, you can make it go several photos a page, one photo a full page. You can make a photo span several pages, and you can make them overlap. You can even make them like this, where it's spanning part of a page. So I prefer to go more simple, but if you really want to get creative and go crazy, again, this whole video is about honing your visual storytelling by working on a book. And this kind of thing, if you were try to do it conventionally or with professional software, would probably be very difficult. You would have to worry about so many things that I'm not really familiar with, like bleed and color management. And so here with Photobook, it makes it super easy to just get started and have a really professional looking result. So for here, this is the front cover and the back cover. So what I like to do, what I actually did was I already made a cover with text. So let's drag it over here, simply drag and drop. So I have one here. This is the actual cover of the book I used. I'm gonna drag it here, and I have this really nice cover with text. It really looks like almost a commercial book. And so here there's like different controls for the photos. You can move it around a little bit if you want. So there, and then I'll just go with the pre-prepared layout. And so see, there's like, I can do 2 square here. So let's say, just for sake of argument, I'll just pick 2 random photos. Then I'll just drag it onto here, drag the other one onto here. Now this one isn't centered properly, so I can just drag to see the part of the photo that I want to see, or I can move it around any way I want. I can undo really easily, or I can even change the size. So as you can already tell from here, it's very easy to do what you want. Or for example, here I made it bigger, but I want it to fit in. I can just press the zoom out and make the photo fit better. So that's good. Since I don't need this anymore, I can just click this and hit delete, and there. It's a very nice layout. There's also snapping. You can turn that on and off. It's very easy. So there we have our front cover and our back cover. And say, what if I want to add some text? I can just enter some text here. Let's make this smaller so that it falls within the safe zone. Again, it auto centers. I can expand it here. There you go. I can put my text here. Just say photos by Aaron Palabyab. And let's make the size smaller to make it fit. There. Let's make it centered so that it snaps to the center perfectly. I always prefer to use Futura. So over there. So actually, another cool thing you can do. Now let's try to move on to the next page. This is your cover page. Why don't we try putting this here? So just one little complaint I have this photo editor is while you can copy and paste photos that are already in your layout like this, I'll copy, I can paste it here as you can see. So that's really easy to do. We'll undo that. You can't copy and paste text layers. That's something I really wish you could do, because I had a lot of text layers for my previous books, and I had to do each one from scratch, and I had to input the styling from scratch. Okay, you can see Photography by Palabyab. So I have to do this over and over. So that's something I wish they could improve in the future. If you're listening, Photobook, please consider my feature request. I want to expand this. Every time you expand though, just make sure to readjust it to the size that you actually want. Again, auto snapping. All right, there. So there, we can just follow this layout. Why don't we just do this first? So it's super easy. You can make a perfectly beautiful looking photo book just by dragging and dropping photos onto the layout. But of course here, don't just mindlessly drag and drop. So for example here, what I can do is make this entire page just about waves. So let's change this. I said, I don't think this is the right one. Why don't we get something that has waves in it? Let me look, or at least some water. Maybe this one. It's a coastal scene again. Let's drag and drop. So see, even though you already have photos here, you can easily replace it just by dragging and dropping. So again, what I've been saying is that I'd be hard pressed to find anything that makes it so easy to not have to worry about any of the technical aspects of making a book, and only pay attention completely to the creative part of the layout, of choosing the photos, of telling a story. So already here we can see that compared to, say, if I just posted this on social media, the possibilities of telling a story with the layout and the juxtaposition of different photos is really something else. Now, say, what if I wanted to do something a little bit funkier? All right, so I can delete that. I can delete the pre-existing layout. What if I want to do this? Let's wait for the photo to upload. Now, I can just simply drop it here. So this is a tip. If you want a photo to have its original dimensions, because if you use the template, there's a tendency to crop and you have to make it fit the template. If you just drag a photo without a pre-existing drop zone or layout, then it'll drop the photo exactly as it's in its original dimensions. And then I can just drag it to span the entire 2 pages. I'll click zoom out to make sure there. I can even zoom in if I want to, but I'm happy with that. I'll zoom out. And now I have a beautiful, absolutely beautiful 2-page spread with pretty much no effort. Another thing I like to do, so again, let's get rid of these drop zones. I want to do something where I can maybe put a description, uploading the photos. So I've got one there. I can do another thing I did in my book is I made it span across the pages. Let's click zoom out to make sure it totally fits. And then I can add a description like the Milky Way in Mount Ulag. Make it Futura. Then I can even say April 2016. So then that's a great way to add a little bit of information. There you go. And again, the whole thing is it just looks very professional without having to have any technical knowledge whatsoever. But also just make sure if you want maximum quality for your photos that you export maximum quality JPEGs. Don't resize them, don't change the resolution. Just do your resolution. Just do your editing as you would and export the highest quality JPEG you can. So take note that I do have a very fast internet connection. So these are 42 megapixel JPEGs. Your mileage may vary in terms of how long it takes to upload the individual photos. So just to keep things neat, since this is repeated, I'm going to delete it. Yep. Oh, and the cool thing is these photos will be available for any other projects. You can import them if you make a new photo book or even a new print. These photos will already be kind of in your general library, and you can just drag them into any new photo books or wall art or prints. All right, so some more stories here. All right, we can move this around a little, zoom out to make sure it fits perfectly. So there, have a nice sunrise. another scene from the same sunrise. Again, it fits perfectly. And then, maybe I want to see a little more of these mountain scenes. Let's put some stars in here. Let's say just pretend I haven't used this yet. So you can already see like all the possibilities we have going on. And so if you click here at all pages, you can even have kind of a bird's eye view of how your book is doing. And in my experience, I thought it would be difficult to fill up all 40 pages, but actually it's surprisingly easy and fun, and I was done within an hour or two. So let's pretend that I'm done. So when we're all done, we wanna hit preview first, so we have a better idea of how our book looks. So this is our front cover, our back cover. This page cannot be edited. So it looks really good. I don't think there are any typos. So from there, we can click on Check Project. So here, because I didn't finish laying out the book, my project has so many problems. Like, oh, my text is out of the safe area. I have so many empty image placeholders. So once you're able to actually finish your book and fill in all of the placeholders, the drop zones, all the pages, most of these will disappear. But I actually have an issue with something that I already did. It says text is out of the safe area. So let's easily correct it just by clicking go. And it says here this text in this highlight may be cut off in print. So actually, the reason this is happening is because the bounding box of my text here, as you can see, is popping out of the highlighted area. So what I need to do is just drag that back in, and voila, the issue has disappeared, and we only have 69 items that require my attention. Nice. So let's pretend this is done. All I have to do is click order. I'll say, yep, everything's fine. So if you do this correctly, there shouldn't be this screen. You won't have to say that everything's fine. I'll say proceed anyway because I just need to demonstrate this. All right, so see, we have a photo book, 6x6 square perfect bind softcover photo book. If we want, we can change the paper, but actually this luster paper is already pretty good. This is the one I recommend. And now you can enter my discount code AARONXPBPH. So it's AARONXPBPH. Let's click redeem. And all that's left is 50 pesos because of the premium paper option that we receive. Now, if we want to make this completely free, we can just click premium silk and it'll become 0. But I would recommend you go with the luster paper option because that looks really beautiful. And then here, all you have left is to pay the shipping fee of 150 or a little more if you want to get it faster. But in my experience, the standard shipping is fine. And that's about it. As you can see, it's really easy and it's really fun, and the creative possibilities are endless. I highly, highly recommend doing this because it's not just great creative exercise, it's not just a refreshing change from social media, but it's also, at the end of the day, you have a beautifully produced artwork that you can either keep for yourself or gift to friends or even sell. Now, if you do end up making your first photo book, please share it with me. Tag me at Aaron Palabyab on your Instagram feed, your Instagram stories, or at Aaron Palabyab Studio on Facebook. I would love to see it and reshare your work. So there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please don't forget to hit like and consider subscribing. It really helps. And as a special bonus for everybody who made it here, I am giving away this very 6x6-inch photo book of my work. Just leave a nice comment in the comments with the hashtag giveaway and I'll be in touch with you. So that's it. Thank you for watching. I will see you guys next time. Ciao.